All right, good morning, everybody. I am Weston Broberg with Long Building Technologies here in Littleton, Colorado. And today we have Paul Hero with AQC Industries to teach us about underground duct. And with that, Paul, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Weston. Thank you, Long Industries. Thanks, everyone, for joining this morning. Really quick, my name is Paul Harrow. I'm with AQC Industries. We're a company almost 20 years old. We're based in Minnesota, just north of St. Paul in the suburbs of Minneapolis, St. Paul. I'm the general manager. We've been making and supplying blue duct all across North America. Middle East, actually, we have a rep there, like I said, for the last 20 years. So today we'll go through a couple things quick, kind of generally hit on what the benefits of underground ductwork in general are, touch on specifically the benefits of blue duct, and then we'll go into some job examples just to show you kind of what those look like. All right, starting with the benefits. So number one, it allows for architectural design flexibility. It allows those unique spaces that are floor to ceiling glazing, exposed structures or exposed roofs, vaulted ceilings, any of those types of spaces where you just don't have room for traditional ductwork, where the architect is calling for really maximizing those unique designs. Underground is a great solution for that. It also is great for types of spaces where you're fighting thermal stratification challenges. So high volume spaces like car dealerships, auditoriums, where the supply air that would be in the ceiling is fighting that buoyancy and providing that comfort for occupants on the floor level. It's a great fit. And then finally, it overcomes acoustic constraints where if you have a design that is calling for pretty strict acoustic requirements like an auditorium, maybe a lecture hall, just having the duct underground is a great solution because you don't hear that fan noise, you don't hear that echo that is associated with traditional ductwork. So digging into a couple of those a little deeper. The other benefit is just overall energy efficiency. And really the number one challenge that we're addressing is duct leakage. The DOE did a study, commissioned a study, identified duct leakage as the number one source of HVAC system efficiency losses. This is causing, it's artificially lowering static pressure, it's reducing your conditioned CFM. Energy, I think we all these things. Example on the right, this chart here, you can see, just looking at this is a SMACNA duct leakage chart. If we look at 1 inch static, and we take it to let's see, 1 inch static. If you look at duct leakage at class 24, which is that top line, it's leaking 24 CFM per 100 square feet of duct. Just to give you an idea on blue duct, it's actually designed for 0 leaks when installed correctly. And we do encourage leak tests as part of as an install. And then the additional benefit is it's self-insulated. We have R10 equivalent rating, and I'll touch on that in a second. The other benefit is because it has an underground system, your air is coming in from where the occupants are. It's inherently a perfect solution for displacement ventilation requirements. So you're getting improved air quality, improved ventilation effectiveness, potentially higher energy savings because it is low volume in those designs. And then it's providing, really that better comfort the, the cooler air is staying at occupant level and slowly moving up. So it's a great solution for designs that you have that are calling for displacement ventilation. An additional benefit of underground ductwork in these applications, two things. One, because there's no underfloor air distribution system or a traditional underfloor air distribution where you have that open space, so you don't hear that noise or echo underneath the floor, and you don't have any structural constraints. If you do have anything heavier that's going to be on the floor, you don't have to provide any additional support for that. Next, we'll jump into what are some of the benefits of Blue Duct specifically. We have a whole list here, and I'll highlight some of the biggies in the next couple slides. So first off, Blue Duct, it starts with a high density polyethylene material, and then we add our own proprietary additive, which gives it inherent self-insulating or pre-insulating. And that additive we include is it's our own intellectual property, and that gives us the ability to have performance that is equivalent to an R10 rating, and we measure that through a protocol that is actually intended directly for underground ductwork systems, NSFP 374 air duct thermal efficiency performance rating. Mouthful there, but essentially it's a measure of the performance of the underground system, measuring input versus output temperature changes and equating that to an insulation rating. And view that as really the most accurate type of rating for underground system because it is a different type of environment. So what that means is there's no need for additional insulation to be added in the field. And with that additional insulation, sometimes there's additional waterproofing that's needed. So any of those additional costs, additional time that's needed for install is not required. It's just direct bury as is. I mentioned the high density polyethylene material. Additional benefits with that is it's resistant to mold and mildew. It won't corrode. It's a non-hazardous material. It doesn't emit any toxic gases. The materials that are used are sealants and other things that are used. Our gasket material that's used aren't emitting any toxic gases, or any additional PPE is not required for installers. I mentioned it's leak testable, and then high density polyethylene is unique because it has a very low absolute roughness on the interior of the duct itself. So here, for example, you see Blue Duct. There's a lot of zeros before that, 5 compared to galvanized steel. So it's orders of magnitude smoother. What essentially means all else equal, fan sizes, speed, etc., you're going to get a lot lower friction losses in your total system. We do supply the system complete, and this is very unique, I think, for systems, and it's something that we take a lot of pride in. So we'll supply everything essentially from the slab on down. Everything from that finished floor, diffuser boots, boxes, plenums, standard runs. We have a variety of sizes of ducts that we have as standard sizes. We have a variety, and our shop here in Minnesota is a full custom shop. So we'll make those customs. You see in the picture here that it is we do supply it capped. Do that for 2 reasons. One, just to keep any debris or dirt or anything during install at the site from getting inside the duct. And then of course it also enables leak test. And then again, it's buried as is, so concrete encasement is not required. There could be some cases where You may want it for a design, say if it could be under a high traffic area or something, a driveway or road, but it is not required. Touched on this, we do have a full custom capability here at our shop in Minnesota. We regularly provide custom components as part of a job. It could be anywhere between 20 and 50% of parts may be custom, depending on the complexity. And what we do is we'll work with with our partners Long. We'll receive plans, any relevant specs from them. That allows us to lay out the entire job, and including the customs. So you'll get a really good view of those products we're supplying. The other benefit of us supplying the customs is installers don't have to do any additional modifications on site. They don't have to create anything on site. Everything just arrives to the site and it gets put together as is. Our system is leak testable. We encourage leak test after install, before backfill, and then even one additional time before the slab is poured. Here's an example. Duct blasters is very prevalent. It provides additional assurances for everyone involved, not only building owner, GC, installer, all across the board. We do recommend 2-inch water column for 5 minutes, and a lot of engineers will have a unique test that they'll spec out. We see that, and we hear from installers, Blue Duct, just because of those things I highlighted, very easy to install, up to 50% faster than other types of systems, being either fiber reinforced plastic or PVC coated duct. And that's what it does is because of that, it's just driving that total overall cost down. So if you're comparing just duct A versus duct B, we may be a little more expensive, but because we're supplying the entire system, there's no additional need for insulation. There's no requirement for concrete encasement. We supply everything, including custom tools that are needed. So it's really simple to install, and that just drives the total overall cost to a very, very competitive position. So next, we will just highlight some different types of applications and jobs that we've done. So we mentioned this at first, we're underground, it's really solving these unique challenges. It's those architectural demands, it's the thermal stratification demands, distribution efficiency, acoustic demands, and industrial applications. So what we see a lot of for Blue Duct and underground ducting generally are houses of worship, auditoriums, auto dealerships, lobbies and entryways that are parts of buildings, unique retail stores. Here's an example. This is an Apple retail store, and we did a lot of those when they were going through a large building boom. Lecture halls, classrooms, custom homes. So we really kind of span all those options and types of buildings. Here's an example. This is Holy Cross Church, West Fargo, North Dakota. You can see in that roof line or the ceiling there, it's exposed wood, very beautiful, lots of glass, really no room for, architect was really looking for no room and want to show any traditional ductwork. So here you see the product being installed. One thing I'll highlight on the left, we provide this full set of drawings for every job. Anything that you see that is blue are our standard components, and red are customs. So that just gives you an idea. Here's an example. This is a library in Washington, D.C., a very complex job. What we'll do is we'll work with Long, and if there's complex jobs like this, we'll work through your schedule. So obviously, you don't want all this duct coming on site at one point. So this is something we delivered, I think, in 4 different phases, perhaps. But we're very proactive. Here's one not far away, U.S. Air Force Academy. I think this will be opening later this summer. This is a rendition. The roof line you can see is mimicking a plane taking off. I understand there's models of planes hanging from the ceiling. So unique architectural design and a great fit for underground. Here's another unique design. This is a welcome center that commemorates a crater in Flagstaff, Arizona. The complete structure is underground. Welcome Center in Holmes, New York. You see on the left there, that area was a lot of glazing, exposed ceiling, and then even into that section of the building on the right, a lot of openness there. Another great application. Here's another church, Plano, Texas. I want to highlight two other things in this picture. You'll see on the right there, our duct work we offer in sizes from everything from 8 inches to 48 inches. Everything 18 inches and smaller is just straight duct connection, a butt to butt. Then everything larger than that, what you see in the photos here, are flanged connections. So very easy, common install practices. Here's another example of that church. And then here's a college, Greeley, California. Typical install in the trench. Here we did some custom components that were very large in scope, but those are the types of things we do on a regular basis. Another church in Gower, Missouri. And that is it. Thank you very much. I hit my 15-minute mark.
Perfect for that. Thank you, Paul.
Yep. Back to you, Weston.
Now we're on to everybody's favorite part of the presentation, the free gift. If you can give me the screen back. Perfect. This week we have a $100 Shell gift card, a Colorado Spa gift box, or my favorite, the bacon soda. Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us, and we will see you all next week.